Hello friends, we are still working on shapes in art class. So we've been talking about geometric shapes. Can you say geometric? So our geometric shapes are shapes that are made by humans. We see a lot of times in math class. We have names for all of these, and all of these shapes have rules that make them look a certain way. So we talked a little bit about if I had everyone picture a circle in their head, they would all picture a circle. Maybe it would be a different color or a different size, but it's still a circle. If I had everyone picture a square in their head, all of your squares would look the same. They might be a different color or a different size, but they're still a square. That's how we know they're geometric shapes. There are rules that say this is how this shape is supposed to look. The other type of shape that we've been working on is organic shapes. Can you guys say organic? So organic shapes are shapes that don't have a specific name. They don't have to look a certain way. They are found in nature outside a lot of the times. And these shapes could be leaves, bark, rocks, clouds, flowers, butterfly wings, all sorts of things. Organic shapes are what we see the most of, at least outside. So organic shapes are shapes found in nature, and geometric shapes are made by people. So we're gonna keep working on shapes. So what I want you to do is I want you to flip in your sketchbook to a brand new page, and we're going to practice drawing organic shapes. So I've found that organic shapes are kind of hard for friends to draw because curves are kind of hard to draw. So I want you to pick a couple crayons. We're gonna use crayons for this. So make sure that you've got some crayons. And I want you to fill your page with either, you have two options. You can either do 2 pages of 6 or 1 page of 12, whichever makes more sense to you. So I'm going to carefully draw some weird, curvy shapes. I'm just going to draw the outline of these shapes. They can be any color you want. I want you to try to use at least 3 colors. Notice that I'm also practicing overlapping. So overlapping is when one thing goes in front of another. So my left hand is overlapping my right hand, and my left hand is in front of my right, which means you can't see all of my fingers on my right hand. So whatever's in front covers up part of what's in the back. So right now, my pink shape is in front of my green shape because you can't see all of the green shape. So practice a little bit of overlapping while you're drawing your shapes too. They don't all have to overlap, but overlap a couple of them. And use at least 3 colors. Oops, I drew over that one a little bit. Miss Nestrick wasn't paying attention where she was going. I really like colors, so I'm gonna fill my page with lots of difference. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be shape number 6. So let's check how many do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need 2 more shapes. So now I've got 12 organic shapes. So drawing them is kind of hard, but we're going to do a fun thing next. So I've got 12 overlapping organic shapes. And now I want you to go around wherever you are and find some things that have fun textures. So texture is the way something feels. So your skin feels a certain way. The hair on your skin feels different than the way your hand feels. The hair on your arm versus your hand feels different. Maybe your shirt feels different than your pants. Maybe the table feels different than your chair. So find some things that might have bumpy or some sort of a raised texture on them, something that's hard. So I found a couple things around my house, like this game that I have. It's a marble game. I found a basket. I found a bag of clementines. It has this netting on it. I found some little vases. And then my cups that I use for all my art supplies also have a fun texture. So I want you to find at least 3 textures in your house. And then we're going to do a little rubbing activity. Some of you might have done crayon rubbings before. So what I want you to do is lay your texture down and then peel up the piece of paper that you just drew on with your shapes. Just the one sheet of paper. And I'm gonna fold it down. And then I'm gonna pick one of my crayon colors. I'm gonna hold it on the side and I'm going to color in my shape. I'm not scribble scrabbling. I'm being careful and coloring slowly. Coloring inside this shape. So you guys can see the texture of the game board is showing up on my page. So it's smooth up at the top because I just had part of the bumpy part inside that shape, which is okay. Maybe I want to try a different texture. Curved textures are going to be kind of hard, but I'm going to see if I can try it. So I'm going to put my paper on top of this cup. This will be easier for my smaller objects, and I'll kind of wrap my paper around and press down. Definitely easier on a smaller object than a big one. So now I've got stripes on that one. Let's see, maybe try my basket. So this isn't showing up very well, and I know why. The basket is going in the same direction that I was coloring in. So if I turn my basket, I might be able to get a little bit more texture out of it. Ooh, that's better. Maybe I'll color this way. Sometimes we have to use our problem-solving skills and try to figure out the best way for our artwork to work out. That one didn't work the best, but it still worked. Maybe I could try the netting of my halo. I'll open this. Maybe I can pull some of it out. So I'll just cut a little bit of this netting off. And I'll place it under one of my shapes. Try to put it under this pink shape and try to make sure it's all the way underneath it. Let's see. I will try this color. I can feel it, but I can't see it very much. What if I try coloring on this using the side of my crayon? That works a little bit better. Maybe I was pressing too hard. Maybe I'll try it again on this shape. Ooh, yes. I was just pressing too hard. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I can see it. There's a nice little texture on that one. So maybe I pressed too hard here, so lighter worked on this one. Changing the angle of my basket and changing the way that I was coloring helped with that texture. So flat textures will be easier if you can find things around your house that have flat textures. Maybe you put your paper up against a air conditioning grate, or maybe you have something in your room that has a fun texture on it. But play around, see what textures you have in your house. Try to find at least 3 textures that you can use to color with. Not working as well as I'd hoped it would. You can also use dried leaves from outside or dried flowers, but there are lots of things that have texture. I had 2 that worked out really nicely, a couple that kind of worked, and one that didn't work so much. And that's okay. Part of this is learning and practicing and exploring the place around you. So don't worry if none of them really work out very well. Just do your best, have fun with it, and try to explore what's around you. So you need at least 12 shapes that are organic and at least 3 different textures. If you have any questions, you can message me on Schoology and I'll be happy to help you. Have a great day and I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.